So at this point, the beer is going to sit under about 17 psi for at least a week. You can drink it before that and it doesn't taste that bad, but it's got kind of a milky consistency from the oatmeal that you use. Important thing is, right when you put the beer in, you want the psi to be pretty high, because essentially the pressure from the CO2 pushes all of the sediment out of the beer and it gives it that nice clean beer texture. So this is the point where more or less the product is finished. So now we're going to start with how we made the wort in the first place. So this is how it all starts. Standard propane tank, aluminum turkey fryer. Comes with its own temperature gauge. Filled up with 5 gallons of water. You've got a whisk for stirring, and you want to wait until the temperature gets to about 150 degrees, then you can start adding your stuff. Okay, so this is what's going to go in here. We're going to take some oatmeal, and we're going to take some honey, and we're going to take some malt extract, which is essentially post-extracted grain, and corn sugar. And I'll show you portions. Now what we want to do with the water, we're going to get the whisk, and as we're adding our ingredients, because we're at 150 degrees now, you don't want it to boil, otherwise the shit goes everywhere. So you give it a little spin so it makes a little whirlpool, and then you pour the stuff in. We're going to do that right now. So for all the ingredients that I've shown, from most of the books that I've read, it says to only use malt extract in varying degrees. Part of the reason that I disagree with that philosophy is because I like beer to be light. I don't mind a dark beer. You can actually have a dark beer that is light, but I'm trying to keep my cost down, because it costs about 180 bucks to buy a 55-pound sack, which is good for 3, maybe 4 months, but that's only with subsidizing corn sugar. Okay, so as you add the malt extract, you can see it doesn't look very appetizing at this point. But believe me, it's going to look a lot better in about 15-20 minutes. Okay, so this is the controversial step. Some people say that using corn sugar as a filler is a waste. I say it's a good cheap way to add more alcohol. So in it goes. Big time sugar water. You only want to put about 1 or 2 of these in, otherwise you'll be making sake, for lack of a better term. Alright, so this is the one that brings it all home. Some nice yummy oatmeal in there. And the last step. Good old Mother Nature and honey. Gotta love it. Okay, so we can see the oatmeal and the kind of honey color. We're starting to get more of a beer consistency as the sugar at high temperature caramelizes in the water. If you were to taste this right now, this is some super sweet sugar water. Okay, so now we've achieved what would be called a nice rolling boil. Now it's time to add the hops and set the timer. Timer's going to be set for 60 minutes. The hops you're just going to sprinkle in. I get whole hops. I think whole hops is better. But you can do whatever you want. Hops are frickin' sweet. But it's important to remember that the thing that makes hops function when you're boiling it for that period of time is a bittering quality, not an aromatic quality. So while it smells really good, you don't want to put too much of it in, otherwise you're going to get a beer that makes you gack when you freaking try to drink it. Very nice. So we press the hops in, and you'll notice immediately the smell completely changes. Now it smells more like the beer you'd expect it to smell like. So this guy's going to boil in here for 60 minutes, and then we're going to strain this out. So you can see the transformation happening right in front of your eyes. All that crud that's on the top needs to be strained off, which is the next step. Okay, so we're almost to the cooling phase. I need to scrape all that crap off and try to get as much of the oatmeal solid substance out as I can. I've prepared this, which is just a plastic bag inside of a paper bag to catch all of the remnants, which will be more than enough, and the plastic will not melt at the boiling temperature. So here we go.